must keep in mind that what is occurring physically for any form of life, be it a plant, be it a human, be it a cat, be it an animal, what's occurring physically is only one half of the equation. That which is occurring physically is largely connected to the phenotypic expressions of the genome. But you have what are described as genotypic dimensions of the genome. You also have what you call your junk DNA. You have a lot of things going on in your genome that apparently have nothing to do with being a cat, and apparently have nothing to do with being a human, that apparently have nothing to do with being a plant. So what gives? Why is all of that there? Because the DNA is multidimensional. It can connect consciousness to any reality. So while you see a cat before you, what you are looking at is a form of consciousness just as evolved, just as advanced, just as sophisticated as yours, role-playing the game of Earth as a cat. That's why you have this extra DNA. This is why you have all of these genetic factors that are seen as trivial or useless. They are dimensions of the DNA used to support the infinite multidimensional nature of consciousness. Only so much of that infinite nature is going to express as the human, as the cat, as the plant. The rest of it is made available so that consciousness from that body vantage point can dream a more expansive earth dream and soulful dream connected to its journey as a being that incarnates time and time again. So the cat genome specifically, this is a very evolved genome. It is not of the earth. You must remember this. All animal forms that you have on your earth, you may notice they seem small. Not all, but many do. You are, at least on the surface, one of the larger animals that you contend with. You have animals that are very docile. You have the cow. You have animals that are very familial, like a dog or a cat. You have also animals that are very ferocious, predatory, like a bear, or something like this, a wolf, perhaps, at times. I'm letting you know that there are humanoid versions of all of them. So the animals that you see on Earth are avatar bodies for extraterrestrial forms of consciousness that are usually quite advanced. So they come to Earth and take on an animal form. Why? Because it's simpler. They are beings of grand complexity. Think of the feline humanoids that exist, yes? The host here has one as the background. Think of how powerful they are, the responsibilities they hold, the challenges they face. Being a being of such power. Remember, power and responsibility must go together. The more powerful the being, the more responsible they must be. So many of these higher beings will take on very simple, quote unquote, simple incarnational experiences, sometimes in plant bodies, sometimes in animal bodies. They can still do what they need to do because of all of that genetic power that's in the body, but they can have, primarily on the solar level, on the conscious level, a nice animal experience. This isn't the case for all cats. This isn't the case for all animals, but that is at least one unique thing. To really get into the nuances of your question, we have to sit down for about 2 hours and go through each of the different forms of life because they're just as unique as all of you are and more. So what I'm describing here for a cat, not exactly the same for a grasshopper, not exactly the same for a snake. Sometimes there's some similarities, but there's a lot of nuance.